Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Mohammed Zazari from Lang Insights, and in this short presentation, I'm gonna briefly go over the paper Reproducibility of Deep Learning in Digital Pathology Whole Slide Image Analysis. This paper was published in PLOS Digital Health in 2022. The authors in this paper reproduce three of the best algorithms from Chameleon 16 and 17 challenge. Uh, these challenges were centered around developing algorithms for the detection of metastatic breast cancer in lymph node tissue sections. And by reproducing here, we mean the authors tried to re-implement the algorithms from the information that were provided in those papers and try to see using the same data set they are able to get the same results based on the provided information in those papers or not. And by going through this procedure, they were able to identify some critical missing information that impact the reproducibility. And based on those observations, they developed a checklist to improve reproducibility in any future research that they are similar to these papers. The missing information for implement actually re-implementing the algorithms were mainly coming from some specific parts of the models. For example, dataset preparation details. That is how to split the data into training sets and validation set and testing sets, and also some model training specifics. For example, the hyperparameters that they have used for training the model, and also if uh, some augmentation techniques were used to increase the number of training data. And this missing information resulted in getting a lower accuracy compared to what was initially reported in those paper. And that is, it means a poor generalization, a poor generalizability of the model for those algorithms. And finally, using those missing information, the authors suggested a checklist for reproducibility that by going through its items, we are able to figure out whether the model is reproducible or not. The first item is the information related to the hardware and software that were used to train the model. The second and the third is related to the data set, the source of the data, how to access it, and also how the data set was split to the training, validation, and testing sets. Um, the fourth one is whether the whole slide image have been normalized or not, because the data set in Chameleon challenge uh, are in the form of whole slide images, and they may come from different laboratories. So different type of stains may have been used in those images that results in a kind of variation in intensity of the image. So some normalization may be necessary um, for the slides prior to training the model. And because um, the segments, not all the segments of in the slides have the tissue, and some specific part of the slides are related to the tissue sections. So some segmentation algorithm may have been used to remove the background and any artifacts in their slides. Uh, this item also needs to be reported. The sixth item in the list is how the paths were extracted from the whole slide image, and if any data augmentation have been used to increase the number of the paths. These paths are the input of the ML model, and these paths are what the information that will be fed into the machine learning, the AI model. Uh, the seventh item is um, how to label how the paths were labeled, because some specific paths may contain the cancerous sections of the tissue. Um, the information on how to decide whether to label it as the cancerous patch or not needs to be provided. And the next item is how the patch classifier model has been trained, including the technique, the architecture, and also the hyperparameters. Um, the ninth item, um, because if there is any label that need to be predicted related to the slide, if the whole slide image need to be classified, for example, if it's coming from a specific um, patient and needs to decide whether the patient has cancer or not, um, the information related to the slide classifier is also need to be reported. And the 10th item in the list is the uh, lesion detection, how the lesion detection was performed, if the model needs to predict the uh, exact segments of the cancerous part, how this part of the model works, and how it was trained, and any necessary information related to the lesion detection needs to be reported. Um, the next item in the list is how the patient classifier was trained. Maybe more than one slide is provided for the same patient. If we want to aggregate the information from these several slides, we also need to provide the information related to that part of the model. If any classifier was trained to classify the patient, or any pre-processing technique, pre-processing method has been used, any specific technique and architecture have to be reported. And finally, the information related to all the metrics that have been used in any part of the model has to be completely reported. Um, I believe this was the last item in the list. Yeah, that was it. Thank you for following the presentation. I hope you have enjoyed it. Bye.